Welcome back to the channel. This is Zetz, and we are still covering sets of ADV Revival 2, a huge 700-person bracket in a Generation 3 OU tournament. Today's submission is from Minty Herb. Thank you for commenting in the last video, asking for us to cover a set between Moxie, Croc, and Sandby Beepo. Apparently, Minty is friends with Moxie, says that they're a newer player, but this is a very close set. So apparently we're in for a good one, everybody. So Moxie's on the left over here, Boi, and Sandby Beepo, gonna call them Beepo, is Please Mart Ox. So let's dive into the match here. Game one. We got a Skarmory lead, really want that spike early, and gonna take an 80% Fire Blast to the face just to do so. Chip healing up with the Protect. Sensible. When this is a mixed men's, it's not going to be able to Dragon Dance on you, and you get to see a little bit more of its set. Starmie comes in on the Fire Blast, only taking 32%, obviously outspeeding and threatening an Ice Beam. And Blissey is an amazing switch in here. Not much that Starmie can do to a Blissey, right? You can status it, but it has the natural cure. It can switch out to avoid all that, and it's a special wall, so what can Starmie really do to a Blissey? It can get double switched on to something else. That's really it. Anyway, now we see Moxie getting their own Skarmory in, really want their own spike, and they'll take a super effective Thunderbolt. They're at least a bit healthier than Beepo Skarmory over here at 33% chip shielding with their own Protect. But taking another Thunderbolt, going down to 12 just to Roar, that could have been like an aggressive Roar thinking, surely Beepo thinks I'm going to switch out the Skarm because I'm not going to want to risk it. So I'm going to Roar out his switch in, get more info on the team. And that bites him. Now his Skarmory's all the way down to 18%. Salament's an excellent switch in on a physical tar, especially if they're clicking a move like Focus Punch. You lower their attack with the Intimidate, you take even less damage. And look at that, man. Rock Slide. That's a ballsy stay in. Oh my gosh. Brick Break. Somehow not killing the Tyranitar, living on 2%. And just not afraid of the Salamence at all. Just staying in, clicking so many buttons, eventually getting the better of that. And Arrow hits that Rock Slide. That's important. Even at -1, a Rock Slide from Tyranitar could have been devastating for this Arrow. And wow, I guess I don't know if that was a calc. Starmie is pretty frail, so I guess yeah, that's probably a choice band Arrow dealing 70%. We see an offensive Swampert as well. And you know what? I am going to try to fix the spikes glitch as well. Forgive me, everybody. Now we fixed it, and we can see that there's one spike per side. Advanced ADVOU commentators will be doing that sooner rather than later, but we're back. We've got all the spikes. Blissey's in on Gengar. We've seen Will-O-Wisp and Thunderbolt. Yeah, you wisp the Blissey. You kind of force it to get out of here, but Thunder Wave, that is crippling. A lot of Gengar's utility is that it outspeeds a lot of like 100 base speed Pokemon, like your Salamences, you know, like your Celebes. But that's clearly not going to be the case anymore. Blissey just Ice Beaming it down, getting Thunderbolted, going to switch out to a Tyranitar. Getting blown up on. Okay, that's probably good to preserve this Blissey. I guess it depends on what Beepo has in the back. Again, we've seen offensive Pert. So with Earthquake, that can definitely threaten the Blissey. Are we just going to trade some spikes up? Beepo gets some spikes and then roars in a Swampert. The Skarmory is faster than the Swampert as per the leftover chip, but I am astonished that why would you drill peck to Swampert rather than getting a second spike? Everybody knows the second spike isn't as valuable as the first. Whoa, Icy Wind Metagross. I can't even speak right now. What just happened? Icy Wind Metagross? Why? What? Excuse me? And now we're clicking HP Grass, presumably? Unless it's HP Fire, predicting the Skarmory to come in. I guess we're going to find out, and it was HP Grass. Look at that. ×4 resisted. So many things happening. I still can't believe the Drill Peck instead of getting the second spike. You did 16% to Swampert and lost to its Hydro Pump. And this is fully special Metagross. HP Grass, Psychic, Icy Wind dealing 15%. My goodness. Wow. Okay. Okay, I mean, this is still looking pretty good for Moxie. This is a Metagross set if I've ever seen one. Double Edge doesn't get there. And just takes the chip heal. Meta has to come in on 3 spikes. But Beepo, again, we don't know what this last is. We still don't see it revealed. But they seem like they are fairly out of steam. T-Tar's at 53%. Psychic doesn't quite kill the Skarm. And look at the roar value. Blissey comes in. Blissey's going to have to heal, right? Or do you click Ice Beam trying to nail down the Skarm? Okay, very nice soft-boiled. Healing up on the Protect turn. Skarmory chip heals up to 14%, but they're going to have to try to withstand an Ice Beam, which they won't be able to do. And finally, you break through the Skarm. But you still have to deal with the Swampert, and we're only on one spike. It's up to 70%. And maybe this doesn't have Earthquake, because you never would Ice Beam rather than Earthquake unless you're anticipating like an arrow switching in on the Earthquake, and that's exactly what did happen. We are finally clicking Earthquake. Looks like Beepo's figuring out that Moxie's just happy and content to stay in on the Swampert and try to 1v1 it. And that's a Torrent Hydro Pump. It was at 33%, that did 50% extra damage, and Blissey is still just taking it on the chin. Earthquake taking Blissey down. I think Blissey probably could have soft-boiled one or two of those times and stayed alive. And depending on what is last here, Psychic will take down the Swampert, but... Oh, it's just Blissey. Yeah, we've got Arrow and a Tar that hasn't clicked a button, but presumably could be physically oriented. It's unclear. But it would be... Oh, Fire Blast takes care of the Metagross. Hold on a second. No. Yeah, Double Edge gets there, and you don't even have to risk a miss. The last speculation I'll say is with a special Metagross, it would be odd to me to run mixed and or special T-Tar, Pursuit Tar, in a world where, yeah, you don't have a spinner, so you're not really trying to pursuit spin blockers or anything like that, like a Gengar. Anyway, good stuff to Moxie winning game 1, and we're off to a game 2. Medi lead from Beepo, and we're just gonna focus punch, but yeah, the Surf. I like the aggressive Surf from Suicune. Yeah, denying focus punch. I feel like a lot of people have been running Medi in this tournament. I mean, myself included. I love all the mana sets I've been seeing. My goodness, Shadow Ball on the Gengar. And what's the taunt designed to do there? Like, stop it from cursing up in front of you? If it has Shadow Ball, it's going to click at a high percentage of the time. And Magneton in. Most of the time, this Thunderbolt kills, and it does kill here. So Moxie gets one spike and brings a Claydol in, getting Toxic'd by Magneton and not running Earthquake either. So this is your answer to Magneton, is bringing in... Oh, it does have Earthquake. It does have Earthquake, but was maybe trying to catch the Medi coming back in, or... Okay, we're blowing up on the Snorlax, though. That's good value. Gengar comes in, and it's going to outspeed Salamence. This could have Ice Punch. There's a lot that could happen here. Doubling to Suicune. No, the Mence. What an aggressive Dragon Dance. This Mence could just be dead right now. Instead, it gets a crit Earthquake and then dies to Suicune's Ice Beam. That's a lot of value for that Mence. I feel like... I mean, with Taunt, maybe Gengar's less likely to have Ice Punch if it has Taunt, but you just never really know, do you? One of the most versatile Pokemon, really, of all time. Gen 3 OU Gengar. If you haven't seen it yet, Jimothy has a fantastic video on that, folks. You guys should check it out. He talks all about all the different amazing sets that Gengar can run. Meanwhile, Beepo's Suicune is starting to take off here. Perish Song, okay, well, that's a great option for this situation, but unless we have, like, something with Mean Look, of course, this Suicune is just gonna... It's gonna switch out. We've got Blissey, and apparently nothing better to click than Seismic Toss here. Surfing, Thunder Waving. I think you'd rather take the damage, though, right? Because now Suicune's gonna switch out. It didn't switch out. It chose to stay in. That's pretty shocking to me. I guess it depends on what's in the back, but I didn't see that coming. I don't know. You did allow this Suicune to get paralyzed. Maybe it was aggressive. It didn't have rest, and you're like, let's just get value now. Anyway, Rock Slide nearly killing the Arrow down to 3%, but can Arrow clean up? Meta comes in, and without a crit, I don't think that anything... Yeah, Earthquake's not going to get there. Meta has to hit... Oh, it's Agility Gross! That's exactly what you need. Meteor Mash, yes, okay. And it's a sleeping Suicune. It rested from before, and we're just blowing up. Wow. Okay, shocking developments. So that's a tie. So the way that works, folks, in case you're newer to watching Generation 3 OU, if it's a tie, you just redo the match. Even if your last Pokemon explodes, like this isn't Pokemon Stadium rules for any of my other old heads out there playing on the N64. Back in the day, if you exploded, you would lose if your last Pokemon exploded. But now, as long as you kill their last remaining Pokemon, it's a tie, and we're going to go ahead and play a second game 2. Moxie's still up 1-0. That game 2 is erased from the memory books. And again, man, that's a critical hit this time. Beepo loving getting that spike up on turn 1, but that's a second time this set that the Skarmory's taken a second Fire Blast, and it's out of here. So hopefully 1 spike is all you need. Gonna switch the viewpoint here and fix the spikes glitch. We now see it here. It's more present for the viewers. Regice is also here. Regice is on the field. Regice has utility. It has a huge special stat. I don't know how often they run HP Ground. Oh, looking for counter? We've seen Earthquake from the Swampert, so that could have worked, but the Protect Chip Heal instead thwarts that plan. And now Beepo knows. Now we've scouted that counter. That's a huge reason why Protect is so powerful. Not only for mons that can Chip Heal in the sand, like Swampert, but also just getting information on your opponents. And Blissey is an excellent switch in on the Regice. Not much that Regice can do to threaten Blissey, right, folks? And getting a Toxic in on the switch. Swampert running Lumberry. Well, that's good in this spot. You're not going to be chip healing up or anything. And Gengar, of course, immune to Toxic. What can Gengar do to Blissey? You could blow up. You could try to taunt it. You could Wisp it to force it out. Put some pressure on it. Fire Blast Blissey. Okay, no burn. And Moxie looking good so far, folks. Moxie looking quite all right. And there's the taunt. Running taunt Gengar a lot, but just getting Fire Blasted twice in a row. Well, this is going to deny a heal on this turn as well. So we're putting pressure on the Blissey. We're getting T-Tar in. It is Mixtar. We saw it click Fire Blast. A lot of Fire Blasts here. And Blissey's no longer taunted. And it's faster than T-Tar. Okay, Roar. Interesting Roar. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a physical move that kills, then I'm not sure what else you really do to deny the healing there. But anyway, we switch the Gengar in. It gets Hydro Pumped, and now Suicune is going to try to Calm Mind up. Swampert switches over to Blissey. Another Calm Mind. Yeah, just Toxicking it. You know that the Blissey has the Toxic. We've seen it clicked twice before, so presumably this is rest. It could be Crocoon. It could be... Oh, it's very offensively oriented. Look at the Hydro Pump. And there's only 7 of those, so... We'll see how this develops. Both Calm Minds basically negating the fact that that's a super effective move. And Thunderbolt only did 23 last time. Rapid Spin on the way out, or on the rest turn. Okay. I mean, Thunderbolt crit would have killed, but it's a low % chance, right? So take your guaranteed Rapid Spin. Sure. But hold on a second. But there wasn't even a spike though. Wait, what was the point of the Rapid Spin? Am I lost? I think I'm completely lost. Anyway, Gengar comes in. We have to deal with the Suicune. Is it going to be an explosion? Immediately switches out to the Regice. Tanks the explosion? Yes. Regice does go down. But the Suicune, pretty low %, has to step on a spike. Is going to need to find an opportunity to go to sleep. It can outspeed the Blissey to do so. So we'll see if Moxie can find an opportunity to bring it in later. The Swampert taking care of the T-Tar, trading Earthquakes. And Beepo is running out of steam here. Not a lot of options left. Take the Ice Beam. There's still a whole unrevealed Mon left. And Suicune does get the leftover chip heal before Swampert. Swampert often going to be much slower than Suicune, so that's not a huge surprise. But what I am surprised at is the Hydro Pump click over Earthquake, because there's no way it does as much, right? Earthquake is doing almost twice as much, 30 to 17. You are going to need some help, though. Yeah, Suicune's going to wake up here and probably rest again. It could be pressure stalling the Earthquakes. There's only about 10 left. It's tough to tell. Oh, but it just wakes up and Hydro Pumps. It doesn't even rest. It just wants to get chip damage on the Swampert. This is Special Tar, so it probably could have an HP It clicks Crunch. We don't know what the last is. It still could have HP Grass, folks. No, it's Pursuit, and it critically hits the Swampert. It's going to outspeed the Swampert, too. This does have Protect. It doesn't click it. It just gets crunched down. There's not much that this T-Tar can click to threaten the Blissey. It's completely specially oriented. And it could get Toxiced. No special defense drop. That actually could have been pretty meaningful. All right. And what's the last? It's Metagross. Okay, well, unless it's Icy Wind Metagross, this should be a win for Moxie. Misses the Meteor Mash. Fire Blast crit. Oh my gosh. It's a game 3 situation. I'm stunned. I'm shocked. You just had to hit one mash, Moxie. That is devastating. You had to either hit the mash or avoid a crit Fire Blast. That's Pokemon, though. Okay, hold on. I have to find Game 4. Gamers, I have tracked it down. I have found Game 4. It's right here, everybody. It's all on the line. This is it. For all the marbles. And it's a double Medi lead. And one of them simply just outspeeds and gets the Shadow Ball. That's Moxie. Moxie's Medicham had some Moxie. Can you imagine if it had, like, that Moxie ability that Gyarados has in, like, Gen 4 and, like, got, like, an attack boost? That'd be crazy. That'd be a crazy Medicham set. Anyway, DD Ment's just trying to, like, just simply Dragon Dance up in the face of a Slowking, by the way. We're seeing a Slowking brought to a winner-take-all Game 4 situation, and it's getting completely crippled. We've lost the Slowking. We haven't done much chip damage, but we've paralyzed the DD Ment's, and it's gone. That's a huge threat, completely eliminated. And all we had to do was give up the Slowking. Best Slowking value of all time. Celebi trying to deal with the Suicune. Do we see a Leech Seed coming down? No, we're just staying on top of things. We're BPing up. We're Registealing. We're going to paralyze the Metagross, right? No, we're going to Seismic Toss the Agility Gross. Often Registeel looks to run counter. No, it's going to Thunder Wave now. Okay. Now we're paralyzing yet again. All these different setup mons. Is it Doug? Is it a Doug Trio moment? It is! It is, and this should be able to KO the Metagross from this range. And the Suicune is left, but that's it. By turn 12, half of Beepo's mons are just out of here. The Celebi taking an Ice Beam and getting frozen. We're going to have to switch out Natural Cure that. That should be fine. We go to Medicham on the Calm Mind. All right. Brick Break dealing 52, getting it dangerously low. And Medi living. Oh my gosh, I would not have imagined that it would have lived that. But it does its job, man. Now Doug comes in, gets the revenge KO. But after a great start by Moxie, this is looking fairly close. Hera coming in on a Snorlax, sacrificing so much of Hera's health just to get it in. Is there ever a world where Doug comes in and cleans up? This is such a fast-paced match. What's the last? It has to be good. It better be good. It's Mag. It's dead. It's over. Moxie takes it. Moxie wins Game 4. Justice for that end of Game 3 missed Meteor Mash into critical Fire Blast. Hey, Pokeball don't lie. Wow, what a match. Good stuff to both players. That was exciting stuff. Okay, so they actually were both 0-1. Now Moxie moves on to 1-1. And Beepo is 0-2. Beepo's next set, their back is to the wall. They've got to win it or they're going to be out of the entire event. But what a thrilling one we just saw, folks. Thank you again so much to Minty Herb for a banger recommendation. And thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to follow all of the rest of the matches we're going to be covering. And let me know in the comments what set you want me to cover next. Thank you.